At the beginning of the film, we find ourselves at the CIA headquarters. Vivi receives an assignment to eliminate a dangerous person known as the Wolf. Soon he is supposed to deliver dangerous weapons to his client in Belgrade. A team led by Ethan has already been sent to the location to eliminate the Wolf's device and assistant, Albino. Vivi's task is to find and eliminate the Wolf himself. Soon the day of the operation arrives. Ethan quickly takes out the client and reports it. Then, the main character discreetly swaps suitcases with the arriving Albino. Ethan hands over the device to the team and goes outside to call his daughter from a payphone to congratulate her on her birthday. The Albino approaches the room and recognizes one of the CIA agents, after which he kills her. The guy also informs Wolf about what happened, who is also in the hotel. Ethan sings a song to his daughter on the phone when chaos suddenly breaks out around him. He gets injured from a strong explosion and tries to chase the Albino, but gradually loses consciousness. Ethan regains consciousness in the hospital and learns that he has brain cancer, with about 3 months left to live. The CIA declines the man's services and thanks him for his service. Upset, Ethan decides to return home. However, upon arriving, he realizes that his keys do not fit the door. Ethan learns that while his apartment was vacant, a family of refugees decided to settle there. The man tells the head of the family, Jules, that this needs to be resolved somehow. Ethan contacts the police, but learns that he will not be able to evict the unwelcome guests until spring. The man shows Jules a weapon and says that they need to have a conversation. Ethan is not going to kick the family out until one of the girls gives birth. However, the man demands that the tenants follow his rules and under no circumstances enter his room without permission. Left alone, Ethan reviews old videos featuring his young daughter. The next day, he calls his wife Christian, with whom he has had a falling out. Ethan suggests meeting and explains that he has opened an account so that their daughter has money for college. The man talks about his illness but asks his wife not to tell Zoe the truth. After signing the will, Christian invites Ethan over. The man says he would like to see his daughter while he still has time. Christian agrees but makes it a condition that Ethan says he has quit his job. He confirms this and says he should have made this decision a long time ago. Ethan meets his daughter after her lessons, but she is not very happy to see him. Zoe doesn't like the idea of rebuilding their relationship, and she refuses the gift from her father, a purple bicycle. Ethan himself rides a bicycle and goes to the market to pick out ingredients for dinner. There, Vivi finds the man. The woman tells that she works for the CIA and wants to catch the Wolf. Vivi is sure that the man saw him at the hotel and will be able to identify him. In exchange for this, the woman promises to help Ethan extend the days of his life that he will spend with his wife and Zoe. Vivi informs that she has an experimental drug. The man agrees to help the woman. Vivi takes him to the hotel where, according to her information, there is a person working for the Wolf. Ethan easily passes the security and knocks out the person the woman needs. Vivi acts quite harshly, mercilessly dealing with the man who cannot provide her with the necessary information. As Ethan goes down in the elevator, he asks for $50,000 for the job in addition to the medication. Vivi administers the experimental drug to him and agrees to his set price. At the same time, the albino hands a strange envelope to a suspicious man in a deserted place. Vivi, as promised, brings the man home for dinner and gives him advice on how to prepare tuna. Ethan hears his daughter screaming at home and pulls out a weapon. However, when he opens the door, he sees that Zoe simply couldn't do her hair. Ethan talks to his wife, who is angry that he didn't make dinner. Christian says that he can't leave his daughter with her husband while he flies off to London. However, Ethan explains his delay by saying that he found a doctor who will test an experimental drug on him. He suggests to Christian that they should not argue and instead enjoy the time they have left. Before going to bed, Ethan flirts with his wife, to which she responds quite kindly. Suddenly, the man feels unwell and he calls Vivi. The woman informs him that it could be a side effect of the medication and advises him to drink something strong. Ethan follows this advice and feels better. The next day, he talks to his daughter, who has decided to change her image to impress her boyfriend. Ethan is found by Vivi, who says they need to get on with the mission. The man is angry that the medication has a side effect. The increased pulse can cause him to have hallucinations. Vivi advises him to worry less and hands Ethan a check with a substantial amount. The woman informs him that they need to find the Italian accountant who works for Albinus. Ethan catches the owner of a limousine rental company who is likely working for Albinus. The man takes him home and locks himself in the bathroom. There, Ethan begins the interrogation, wanting to know where and when the accountant will appear. During the interrogation, the man receives a call from the school principal, who wants to talk about Zoe. Ethan takes his hostage, Matan, with him and goes to the school. Zoe is reprimanded for hitting a classmate. However, the father does not consider it a bad thing. Sitting in Matan's car, Ethan tells his daughter that strength is sometimes the only right way to deal with a bad person. He also teaches the girl how to properly hold her fist. Zoe is angry at Ethan for his advice and calmness, which is why she decides to take the subway instead of going with him. The man is torturing Matana when his daughter calls him. Zoe apologizes for her behavior and suggests they take a ride on the carousel. Ethan finds out where the Italian accountant has settled. He prepares to break into the room, but at that moment, Zoe calls him. The girl is angry that Ethan is late and is about to leave. The father decides to postpone the capture of the accountant and goes to Zoe. Ethan rides with his daughter, just like in her childhood, and then suggests grabbing a bite to eat. In the evening, the father suggests watching old videos about their life together. Zoe agrees, but then regretfully says that she has to write a lab report at her friend Karen's house. Soon, Ethan is targeted in a store. Fortunately, the man manages to escape. Ethan calls his wife and finds out that she doesn't know any Karen. The man bursts into Zoe's room and learns that she has run off to some party. Ethan arrives at the location and realizes that it is taking place in a dubious tattoo parlor with strange individuals. He sees a car on the street with Zoe's backpack inside. There, Ethan sees a flyer with the word "spider" on it. The man heads to Matan, who has 2 daughters. Ethan asks them about the spider and learns where the party with that name is being held. He arrives at the party, but due to stress, his heart rate increases and he starts having hallucinations. Ethan drinks and he feels better. The father finds his daughter in the bathroom, where some older guys are bothering her. Ethan deals with them and takes Zoe away. The father has a conflict with his daughter and demands that she ride her bike home. Zoe refuses because she doesn't know how to ride. Ethan is puzzled about how this could happen, and then the girl says that she didn't have a father who could teach her. The father decides to make amends and finds a flat place where he teaches Zoe to ride. Ethan also explains to his daughter that he doesn't have a second family, and he left because of travel and his job. The man lets Zoe go with her boyfriend while he visits Matana again. Ethan asks the man to name the new location of the accountant. Matan agrees, but wants the man to release him by 5 o'clock as he needs to pick up the girls from school. Ethan delays the accountant while he is stuck in traffic. The man eliminates the guards and steals a car along with the hostage. Ethan takes an important briefcase from the accountant, but his daughter calls him again. Zoe says she wants to make pasta for her boyfriend, but doesn't know how to make the sauce. Ethan uses the services of the accountant who grew up in Italy. Then the man leaves, asking his younger son Jules to release the accountant in 2 hours. In the evening, Ethan goes to meet his client. He hands Vivi the case he received from the accountant. The woman injects Ethan with medication and says that the wolf, frightened by the state of his finances, will soon appear. Then, Vivi gives the man a suit, stating that her employees should look presentable. Ethan arrives at his apartment and sees that Jules's daughter is giving birth to a child. The man remembers that on the day Zoe was born, he himself was very far away due to work. Jules's daughter wants to name the child Ethan in honor of the wonderful man who provided them with a home. The man returns home and talks with Zoe. His daughter tells him that her boyfriend dances very well, unlike her. Zoe is afraid that she will embarrass herself at the prom, and her father agrees to give her a dance lesson. Soon Christian returns home. During dinner, Ethan feels great being with his family. The man even stays the night with Christian, while Zoe brings them breakfast in bed. Ethan receives a message that the albino has checked into one of the hotels. The man pursues his goal and rams his car. Ethan saves Matan, who was driving, so that he could take care of his daughters. After that, he continues the pursuit of the albino. However, at a critical moment, Ethan starts to feel very unwell due to his illness. The albino and the wolf surround the fallen hero. The man drags Ethan to the edge of the platform, wanting his head to be severed. However, at the last moment, Ethan comes to his senses and pushes the albino under the oncoming train. Ethan uses his last strength to send a message to Vivi. Soon the man regains consciousness. Vivi is angry that Ethan lost the wolf and says that this is their main target, after which she will disappear. The man is going home to go to the prom with Christian and Zoe. There, Ethan sees Wolf but pretends that they just met. Christian realizes that her husband is working again and is angry at him for lying. Ethan catches Wolf but does not destroy him for the sake of family. Vivi does that herself. The man leaves with Zoe to the place where they used to spend time before. Ethan celebrates Christmas there with his wife and daughter. Under the Christmas tree, the man finds a medicine. A gift from Vivi. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie and see you in new videos.